All right, we're down here at Kenny G's up in the North Lynn Thornton area. Just wrapped up weigh-ins for Airtight Boxing's Warzone. It's coming to you live tomorrow night, Crown Plaza Hotel, Denver, DIA area. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the promoter, the coach, House of Pain fame and Airtight Boxing head honcho, STEVE Mestas. He's put together another. Go ahead, guys. He's put together another stellar card. He's got Rob Frankel and Johnny Rodriguez headlining this bad boy.
Yes, sir.
Another great weigh-in up here at Kenny G's. Go ahead and talk for us.
Thank my boy Kenny for letting us come in here and do a weigh-in and facilitate our weigh-ins for us. You know, Kenny's my dude. I've known him since we were kids. Part of his business here. You know, we all work together like that. Everybody should do that in the industry. Is just work together. We can all make things happen, man. He welcomed us in. You know, you've got new customers. Business just flows like that. Want to thank everybody for making their weight. Everybody came in on weight. It just Punisher came in a little bit over, but I think that's probably because of his last fight. You know, he maybe got big, but Johnny's a big guy. We expect fireworks from him. Even though he was over, he's still a bad motherfucker.
Just 2/10 is what I said. Just 2/10.
Just 2/10 is what he was over. He had to be like just 2/10 there. But this commissioner, you know, he stuck with it. So I paid these guys to do their job, and you know, he's not gonna give me anything. Even me, I was like, I don't care. Rob didn't care either. You know, Rob made his weight. I was proud of him for coming in there and doing his job. I've had Rob for over 50 fights, and he's never once came in overweight. Not once.
Right on. You got some other killers making their debuts. You got Fidel Martinez
I'm
Jr.
happy
making
about
their
him.
debut.
Yeah, you know, welcome me to the Airtight Boxing family. Fidel, he's fighting Brenton Swanson, and that looks like it's gonna be a killer fucking fight, man. Because Brenton is trained by Brett Blaney, really good boxing background. These guys really know how to teach boxing. Blaney's been around for a long time, and that Brenton Swanson kid looks yoked, and he's came in.
They both look nice.
Yeah, Fidel came in yoked too. You know, he had a good training camp. You know, my fighter that I managed, Manny Perez, you know, Airtight Boxing Family Fair. He comes from there for the House of Pain. You know, we're just proud of him. You know, Manny and his dad, Fidel, man, did a hell of a job raising him. You know, it's probably beside him and Rob's fight are like my favorite fights on the card. Just because I watched Fidel since he was a little guy. Since he was like, you know, I've watched the whole Martinez family come up through their trials and tribulations, and to see little feet come up and make his debut in the pro ranks is always special. It's special. It's a christening of some sorts, you know, to have these guys come in here and make their debut on our shows. It's something special. There's never nothing like your debut fight. I don't care if all the amateur fights you've been through, nothing compares to that. You know, you make your pro debut, and that's the shit, man. I mean, and you never forget it either. And it's not like fighting amateur either. It's a whole new world in there. The gloves, they fight with 10-ounce gloves on, but they're small. You can feel the knuckles piercing right through. You know, and they're bigger guys too. So that's at a junior middleweight fight tomorrow, man. It's going to be really interesting to see where that happens. Because both guys had sufficient enough time notice for the fight. Both guys come from solid camps. Both of them were professional as hell, man. Came in on weight. Did really good, man. I'm excited about that one.
Another kind of a sleeper on the card, and we're not going to be able to touch on every single one because, as always, you got a stacked card top to bottom. Yeah. But one I kind of want to get your take on that I feel is kind of going under the radar but has potential to be fight of the night is Jackson and Bernard.
It is. You know what? I like that fight. You know, styles make fights, and hey, Corey Bernard's an OG, man. He's been around for a long time, and Brad Jackson's been around forever. And Brad's awkward. You know, if you fight Brad wrong, and if you don't fight right, Brad will put you to sleep. I've seen him knock out guys. You know, I mean, Steve Mark has never been hit so hard his whole life. He told me, you know, that Brad can crack, man. I mean, you know, and he's awkward. He changes up all the time. What I like most about Brad, though, is that he adapts to his environment. You know, he's like a chameleon. You know, if they're rushing him, you know, he knows how to use that ring. He knows how to go forward. And how do you train for that? You know, Brad's tall and lanky and can punch. He's very smart regenerative. And Corey's got a solid amateur background. He's a pretty good fighter. I've watched him fight his whole career, too. Really good guy, man. They both come from solid camps. You know, Brad pretty much You know, comes from the poor boy camp, comes and trains with us sometimes. But Brad really on his own can do good. You know, and Corey, you know, Corey has Carlos with him. They're solid over there at Hustle Hard Boxing. You know, props to Hustle Hard Boxing. He brought us 3 good fighters, and you know, we're business partners. Charlie did a hell of a job with Corey, keeping Corey young. He's looking good. Yeah, that's a great fight, man. It's if you're a boxing fan, it's one you want to sit back and pick. You know, you want to be there and watch. It's going to be a technical fight. It may be a brawler sometimes. I mean, myself, I think Carlos is going to tell Corey to go get him. You know, but that's what you run into, though, man. I mean, you got to be careful running into that. You come rushing in on a guy like Brad, you know, you might run into something, and that man can punch.
Right on. Speaking of Hustle Hard, you brought back Arturo Melo. He's coming off of 2 really tough losses, but really tough fights with Andrew Strode and Adon Gonzalez. He's coming back. You look to see him make a statement tomorrow night and really bounce back. Young fighter and has a lot of potential in my eyes.
Well, same with him. You know, I love that kid, man. I watched him start. I started him off. You know, I got him all of his fights. You know, Carlos is like, you know, really proud of him. That's his prodigy. You know, see what he's going to do with it. But he's going up against a veteran, a guy who's been fighting since when, 07, 06. He's been fighting since 06. Yeah, great guy. He was been fighting since 06 and been in there with some really tough kids. You know, so I mean, Art's was 18 years old. Young boy, and you see, you know, he's smaller, moving up to lightweight, fighting Dre, who, you know, who's who's tough, who can punch, you know, got a lot of ring experience. He's been in a long time, you know. So he's seen a lot. He's traveled all over, fought a lot of tough people. So I'm looking forward to that fight as well.
Right on, man. And you want to talk about some of the ladies of boxing that are going to be fighting tomorrow night? You got some great fights lined up.
Yeah. Patty Juarez. I'm excited about that one. Patty Juarez and Angela Hayes is going to be a great fight. Patty Juarez from Mexico. We got her 2-0. We've been helping her move along. Comes from A1 Boxing. Chris Green is the trainer. Great fighter. Comes forward, comes from a boxing family. Knows how to work the body. Knows a lot. You know, then you're fighting a tough girl, Angela Hayes. You know, who's big for fighting smaller weights. She's taller than the normal girl. You know, she's not taller, I'm sorry, she's a little bit shorter, but she's strong. She comes forward and, you know, she has the Mexican style of boxing. She'll come forward and, you know, rip the body shots and going, you know. Angela Hayes comes from an MMA background, has that awkward style, still knows how to box really good, has a really good trainer, Jose Santiago. You know, so I'm sure Jose's taught her how to box really well. She works good behind the jab. I mean, it's an interesting fight, you know. And then comes to another one of the girl fights. So we have Deanna Gallego. She's been with us for a long time, and she's going to be fighting Mandy Udall. It's Deanna's first time on a big stage, so we'll see what comes of this. You know, I mean, she's going to do good no matter what. You know, Deanna, that's my kid, that's my niece. You know, Mandy's a good fighter. I mean, I've never seen her, but I know she comes from Hustle Hard, so it's a competitive fight. It's one to watch, you know. I mean, you know, to me, it's work for everybody. Nobody loses here. It's win, lose, or draw. Everybody wins, no matter what.
Right.
You know, everybody still wins. You know, so, and I think the crowd's going to get their money's worth tomorrow, man. We had one fight that did come off. That was Rob Fuller and Mr. Garcia. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Amanda, don't leave yet.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So, so Rob Fuller, Rob Fuller, I don't know what happened, but, you know, he's one interesting kid. I was really looking forward to seeing him fight, you know. It's upsetting he couldn't make it through, but, you know.
It's a fight game, right?
It happens, and too bad it had to happen with him, because I think that kid has a lot of potential to become a really big star.
Right on. All right, well, let's wrap it up. Any thanks you want to give that made this thing possible, shout outs and whatnot?
Yeah, I want to shout out to all the coaches, all the fighters, all the fans that bought tickets for this, man. I mean, get your tickets fast. We're like 200 away from being sold out. We're going to have a line out there tomorrow like crazy. My phones are blowing up. I mean, people are ordering tickets like 10s, 20s. Not only besides just being there, you know, it's going to be an epic event. You want to be there too.